Hello students, this is Hardik sir, and today we will be starting our chapter 3 from unit 2 standard 7 social and political life. So now we will start civics chapter 3rd, that is how the state government works. We have already completed with the local self government in 6th standard. Means you have already studied how Gram Panchayat functions, how Block Samiti works, and even how Zilla Parishad works at district level. Now we will be starting about how the state government works. So you can at least understand that in this part we will be studying the higher level, as we know that the government works at three different levels, that is local, state, and national. Local, which you have completed in 6th, state we will be studying in 7th, means in this year, and national will be completed by the next year. So before we continue with this particular lesson, we have some introductory part about the lesson. So last year, as we have discussed the fact, the government works at three levels: local, state, and national, and looked at the work of local government in some detail. That is, we have seen Gram Panchayat, Block Samiti, and Zilla Parishad. In this chapter, now we are going to examine the work of the state government, means the work of government at the state level. So, how does this take place in democracy? As India is a democratic country, so in a democracy, how does the state government work? What is the role of MLA, that is member of the legislative assembly? So what is the full form of MLA? Member of the legislative assembly. So what is the role of MLA and ministers, that we are going to see in this particular lesson? How do people express their views or demand action from government? So last year we have seen there are different ways for expression. We have seen that people can express their views by media, by holding dharnas, even by some rebellion acts. So there are a number of ways through which people can do such things, including signature campaigns. We have seen that part, that is people's participation in a democratic nation. So now we are going to look at this question through the example of health. So here the title is given, whose responsibility, as you can find with the beginning of the lesson itself. So as these two students are looking at the newspaper and finding some information, in that you can find that first speaker says that, look at this, it says that there is a water shortage in our state and people are falling sick. Means there are two different problems given. First is of water shortage in a state, and another about the health of the people, that people are falling sick. There can be number of reasons that we are going to examine with the story. In many villages, people were found to be drinking unclean water. Now what happens, as we are informed that there was a shortage of water in the state, so people are forced to drink unclean water because the clean water is not supplied, or it is not supplied at regular timings, and that's why people are found to drink such unclean water, and because of that also they are prone to waterborne diseases. That is common sense, you can understand well. So streams have dried up, and also the tanks, means now there is a shortage of water because there is no water in streams and even in tanks. In the worst affected areas, villagers have been carrying water across the great distances. You might not have experienced such things, but in rural areas of India, today also there are such problems existing, wherein people have to go very far distance to fetch water. 3, 4, 5 kilometers is very common distance that people walk through to carry water, to fetch the water of their requirement. Here you can find some more information. People at the district headquarter Patalpuram, that is the name of the town given here, It may be an exemplary name, but to understand the situation, you are given the name Patalpuram. Receive water supply once in 3 days. As I told you, that the water supply sometimes is very irregular, and that's why people are forced to drink unclean water, and so they are prone to diseases. The district hospital here is overflowing with patients. It wants to say that large number of people are falling sick. And who are those? It is given a large number of whom are children with acute diarrhea. So the people are falling sick and majority of them have the same issue, that is of diarrhea. So in district hospital the patients are overflowing, and it is we are discussing about Patalpuram. They all receive water supply once in 3 days. You can continue with the story. On the TV news, they said 10 people have died from diarrhea. Is that possible? From diarrhea, can a person die? But one can really die from it. They also can have a question. Those two students are discussing, can anyone really die from it? But as on the news it is said that 10 people have died from diarrhea. But the another girl replies with a question, who knows? But she is worried and she says, just I hope that I don't get it. So she is also afraid. And that afternoon itself, they are again discussing. You can find, my mother said not to have any iced drinks from the market. She gave one of her lectures in the morning. You have to be responsible for your health, Shirin. So Shirin is the name of this girl who is speaking. So to Shirin means Shirin's mother said her not to have any iced drinks from the market because she can also fall ill. And as she said something like that, she gave one of her lectures in the morning. So parents' advices seem to be lectures for you also. And that's why this another girl starts laughing, saying ha ha ha. So as she said that her mother, whatever she advised for her, it was a lecture. But as they were riding on bicycle, with the next scene you can find that someone stops them suddenly. Okay. So now after stopping, what happens? So that lady officer says that this road is blocked due to the rally. So we have seen last year that this is one way of expression, that people express their views about the governance, and this road is blocked due to the rally. They have gathered or they have garroted the MLS residents, and why such thing has happened. So she is asking, you can find here the question, really, why has he done something? You can understand, has he done something? But the lady officer replies with a laugh, they seem more angry about what he hasn't done. Means whatever the action MLA should take or whatever the work MLA should do, it might possible that he or she has not done that work, and that's why the people are angry. Here you can find the leader telling something to the audience. So his continuous statement is given like this, and we demand that the authorities take immediate action to bring the public health situation under control. As you have seen in the beginning itself, that the people are falling sick. The district hospital is overflowing with patients. So this leader is also particularly asking something about the immediate action that has to be taken by the government. So public health situation has to be brought under control at any cost. Our MLA must take the responsibility for this. So such a leaders always we find in such situation when there is a rally, they ask the authorities to do what the task they are supposed to do at the time. And these two girls are discussing something while listening to him. What a loud voice he has. He must be a leader or something. And the another girl replies, I saw him on TV too. He is a member of the opposition. You have already studied this word opposition. In an election, the runner up political party means we can say that if there are different three parties contesting election A, B, and C, if A secures 5 seats, B secures 2 seats, and C secures 1 seat. So altogether A is the winner party and B is the runner up. So B we can say is the major opposition. These two all are opposition, remaining all. But the political party B, according to these results, we can say that the political party of B, plays the major opposition. Opposition is very required, and in a democracy, opposition works as a watchdog for the government. They inform us, they inform the people about the working of government. In this situation also you can find the MLA has not done something as per that lady officer you have already seen, and that's why this particular leader has to take the cause in hand, and he demands that authorities must do something. So he is the leader of opposition. So now we have the question, who is an MLA? So in the above section you have read about some events in Patalpuram. You may be familiar with some official names such as collector, medical officer, etc. We have already seen this in 6th standard. But have you heard of an MLA and the Legislative Assembly? Do you know the MLA of your area? If you really know, then please write your answer in comment. Can you identify which party he or she belongs to? If you really know, then please answer in comment. So here we are also given some sort of questions. What is happening in Patalpuram? Why is this problem serious? What action do you think can be taken in the above situation? And who do you think should take this action? You have to think on your own and write at least 2 points per answer. For each question you have to write at least 2 points. So we are now going to start with who is an MLA. So you can find members of Legislative Assembly. That is the MLA. You can understand now. So members of Legislative Assembly are known as MLAs, and they are elected by the people. We know that India follows a parliamentary form of government. According to parliamentary form of government, the people of India, first elect the legislative members, means the members of Legislative Assembly, and that legislative forms the executive. In presidential form, people have both the election for legislature and executive separately. So in this, the major difference is that in a parliamentary form of system, the executive is dependent on legislature and legislature is dependent on executive. But in presidential form of government, where they both had different sort of elections, they are not at all dependent on each other. So this is what we have already studied, but it was a short recap. So members of legislative assemblies are elected by the people, and those elected members, means the members of legislature, will elect the executive. So that election we are not doing, that is indirect election. The political party who gains majority, those MLAs would decide that who would be their chief minister. So after the election by the people, they become members of the Legislative Assembly and also form the government. In this way, we say that the MLAs represent people. means whom the people have selected, they are the members of Legislative Assembly. People have faith and trust that whatever the promises are done by them, they all will be fulfilled by these MLAs. So these MLAs ultimately represent the people. And we also are having one example to understand it in a better way. So we are going to find some new words. You can find they are in bold letters, like this is constituency. You have another word, that is majority and opposition. So we are going to see all this, but before we go, we have some sort of question. You can find here to discuss the terms with your teacher, like public meeting, states, constituency, majority, ruling party and opposition. So can you explain any of this with reference to your state? If you cannot, don't worry. After going through this, you would be able to. Here you can find the political map of India. You can go through the map in your textbook also. We are going to something about the example of Himachal Pradesh. You can find this is the state of Himachal Pradesh, and also the neighboring states like Punjab, Uttarakhand and Jammu and Kashmir. They are also given their names. But this what you find, that is the state of Himachal Pradesh. So now let us have a look with the example. Every state in India has a legislative assembly, and that legislative assembly means the members of legislative assembly ultimately will look after all the functions of the state, means all the governing affairs will be taken care by the members of legislative assembly. And for that smooth administration, smooth management, every state is divided into different areas or constituencies. Means the state divided into different small areas according to population also. They are known as constituencies. For example, look at the map below. It shows the state of Himachal Pradesh is divided into 68 assembly constituencies. We can go through the map. This is the map of Himachal Pradesh, and you can find this is the number 68. Means Himachal Pradesh has been divided into different 68 constituencies. So these are all the seats of assembly. Means from each constituency there would be a particular MLA, means member of legislative assembly, would be elected from each constituency, and that's what we are going to see here. The people elect one representative who then become a member of legislative assembly. Means the person whom the people of particular constituency has been elected by the people, that particular person would be known as MLA, that is member of the legislative assembly. And you would have noticed that people stand for elections in the name of different parties. You would have heard the name of different political parties, and these MLAs therefore belong to different political parties. What are political parties? They all people have the same ideology, means about the government, about the politics, and that's why they are all together, and that is known as political party, which we are going to see in detail by the next year in 8th standard. So before going further, I would have a drive with you with this particular part. You can find the results of the assembly elections in Himachal Pradesh 2017. You can see here that different political party, means the names are given, and total number of seats 68. So BJP, that is Bharatiya Janata Party, was able to secure 44 seats. So number of MLAs elected, as you can find. So the MLAs were elected of BJP, that is Bharatiya Janata Party, were 44. Indian National Congress, means the MLAs who belonged to INC, they were 21. Communist Party of India, that is Marxist, as one candidate, and independents, those who do not belong to any party. They are known as independent contestant. They don't have any recognition or they don't join any political party. They contest election on their own and they are known as independent. So those independent candidates have also secured 2 seats. So you can find that out of 68 constituencies, the highest number was 44. So these all 3 political party forms opposition. But INC, as being the second highest, means highest of all this, that's why INC is in the major opposition. You can understand this. So now let us continue from where we had left already. So now you will be able to understand this majority and opposition. So how do people who are MLAs become ministers or chief minister? How does it happen? We have seen in India people elect the legislature and legislature elects the executive. So let us have a look. So how do people who are MLAs? So people those are selected or elected by the people, they are known as MLAs. And how MLAs become ministers or chief minister? How it happens? A political party whose MLAs have won more than half of the number of constituencies in a state can be said to in a majority. Now let us check with the example. So here you can find, has BJP, Bharatiya Janata Party, have secured more than 50%? Obviously you can understand, if you make the half of 68, that comes to 34, but the number is 44 of MLAs of BJP. So this party has got the majority seats. So now let us come back. You have understood majority in a proper way. So a political party whose MLAs have won more than half of the number of constituencies, it can be said to be in a majority. And the political party that has the majority is called the ruling party. So the party which gains majority seats, means majority constituencies are under their control, that party becomes the ruling party. And what about the other members? So other MLAs, they are all known as the opposition. So there are number of political parties can be, but out of that also you can understand that there was INC, and that is known as the major opposition party. For example, the Legislative Assembly of the state of Himachal Pradesh has 68 MLA constituencies. We have already seen here that Himachal Pradesh has 68 MLA constituencies, and also we have gone through the results of the election of 2017. And you should also try to find out the same of your state. So construct a table similar to one given for Himachal Pradesh for your state. So whatever state you belong to, please try to find out about the last legislative election results, and you would be able to get the results on screen. You can directly search on internet. So candidates from various political parties won the 2017 assembly elections and became MLAs. As you can understand, various political parties. So you can find here there are different political parties, they are all MLAs. Since the total number of MLAs in the legislative assembly is 68, so half of it would be 34 MLAs. I'll come again. Since the total number, as the total number of MLA, that is how much? That is 68. So political party would have needed to have more than 34 MLAs in order to gain a majority. So if a political party succeeds to get 34 MLAs in order to gain majority, and the Bharatiya Janata Party with 44 MLAs, more than 34, try to understand, more than 34 MLAs, and Bharatiya Janata Party got 44 MLAs, had the majority, and it became the ruling party. Now all other members became the opposition. We have seen that part also. In this case, the INC, Indian National Congress, was the major opposition party since it had the largest number of MLAs after the BJP. So, largest number after BJP, you can find here that this is the second largest number. So, it becomes the major opposition. Since you can understand, as it had the second largest number, and that's why it becomes the major opposition party. Among the opposition were other parties. There were also other parties, you have seen the name, and also independent candidates. They all have been elected by the people, but they are not from the ruling party. Now you can find here also some information. The head of the state is the governor, and she or he is appointed by the central government to ensure the state government works within the rules and regulation of the constitution. And you are also requested to find out the name of governor of your state. If you can find out, please write your answer in comment. The head of the state is governor, but we are going to see something different also. The head of the state is governor, but the head of the government is chief minister. So now let's have a look with the upcoming paragraph that will guide you about the same. So after the elections, the MLAs belonging to the ruling party will elect their leader, who will become the chief minister. People elected the members of legislature, you can find, and those members of legislature now will elect their leader, and that leader will be known as part of executive. So as I told you, in a parliamentary form of governance, this is indirect election by the people. You can come again. MLAs belonging to ruling party will elect the leader, means we have elected the MLAs, the people of India elect the MLAs, and those MLA will elect their leader, and that leader will be known as the chief minister. So this is according to the parliamentary form of government, wherein legislature and executive both are dependent on each other. In this case, the BJP MLAs, means the MLAs from Bharatiya Janata Party, chose Shri Jairam Thakur as their leader. So as Jairam Thakur was elected as their leader, that means he became the chief minister, and the chief minister then selects the other people as ministers. So the MLAs, all the MLAs might not be, so those MLAs would be selected as the ministers, and after the elections, it is the governor, means we have seen here. So the governor appoints the chief minister and other ministers. So who appoints the chief minister? The question arises. The governor appoints the chief minister, and who appoints the governor? As you have already seen here, he is appointed or she is appointed by the central government. And why? The question also can be there. This can be a question of 2 marks. Who appoints the governor of the state? Why? So you need to inform all this information. Okay, let us continue. The chief minister and other ministers have the responsibility of running various government departments or ministries. Means the chief ministers and other ministers, as elected or selected by the chief minister, as appointed by the chief minister, they have the ministry departments, means they will have some particular department under government, and those functions will be carried out by the ministers. They have separate offices. A legislative assembly is a place where all the MLAs whether from the ruling party or from the opposition, meet to discuss various things. You would have definitely seen the legislative assembly of your state on television screen, most probably in news, or you might have even visited the same. So if you have not, please do search and definitely find about the details of legislative assembly. So in a legislative assembly you can find they all meet to discuss various things. So it is a place where all the MLAs, whether they are from the ruling party or from the opposition, they all meet to discuss various things. As you can see, some MLAs have dual responsibilities, one as an MLA and the other as a minister, and about that we are also going to study in the upcoming part of the lesson. So as an MLA also they have to perform, and also as a departmental minister means he or she would be the head of a particular department, and according to that ministry also they have to perform that their duties. Next you can find a debate in the legislative assembly. So we will be continuing with this part with the next part 2. Here you will find that there are number of MLAs. You can find altogether 6 MLAs and about their discussions, and after the discussion you have to identify. So before you also read the textbook, I request you to identify the MLAs of ruling party and the opposition party, and also you have to color them. So ruling party would be of the same color and opposition would be with the another color. So you have to go through these 6 speakers, what they speak, and accordingly you will understand who is from the ruling party and who is from the opposition. We will be continuing this part by part 2. Till then, keep reading your textbook. Thank you.